Today I'm talking about 3 recent iconic horror films that I've seen before. And the names of those 3 movies are Midsommar, Get Out, and Hereditary. First up is Midsommar. This is a 2019 film written and directed by Ari Aster, starring Florence Pugh. And the basic premise is this recent, incredibly tragic event has occurred to Florence. And so she ends up tagging along with her boyfriend and his friends as they go to this midsummer celebration in Sweden in this kind of cult community. And then shenanigans ensue. I vividly remember the first time watching this and just being so captivated by everything. Really just like terrified and saddened by all the grief and whatnot. And this time around, like knowing where it's going, looking at all the little clues and waiting for these iconic moments to happen, it's still such a trip of a film. Like, I really could not get over how this just feels like one of those once in a generation type films. Like, it's just so good. Like, all of the characters are so interesting and have all of these different layers. And then this setting is so beautiful and instantly iconic. Like all of these buildings and set pieces and costumes. Like, of course, there's the incredible iconic one from the end with the flowers. There's just so many ways to look at and dissect this film and break stuff down. I'm not even gonna begin to be able to scratch the surface on all of the layers to this film. The writing and the direction of this film are impeccable. They're so great. But then what really truly makes it is Florence in the leading role. She clearly did something special in this role. Just like the way that she carries the grief with her throughout the entire thing. And man, her frown too is so incredibly heartbreaking. It's something you really don't see, especially like to that truly I don't know how to exist sadness. It was something else just watching her go. And yeah, no, it's such an incredible film. I don't really have the words to describe it. So yeah, no, I crazy love this movie and would wholeheartedly recommend it. Just be prepared. It is so sad. It is so sad. It goes to some really interesting places. So yeah, no, love this movie to pieces. Definitely, without a doubt, recommend it. Next up is Get Out. This is a 2017 film written and directed by Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya. And the basic premise is Daniel has been in this relationship for a good while now, and he's just finally going to meet his girlfriend's parents. Now he's a little bit nervous because they're rich white folk and he's a black man. Now they're gonna be a little racist, a little weird? And the answer to that is really complicated and super interesting. As is the movie on the whole. I remember loving it the first time so much, and it really truly holds up. I think what definitely helps with that is that the movie just goes at a pace. It's like an hour 44 long, and it just goes from one beat to the next so quickly. It's giving you lots of teases to the mystery, where it's all leading towards, and you don't have to sit for too long before you get the next one or a nice fun moment. And like what's so interesting too is like it's so easy to get sucked into just meeting your significant other's family for the first time. And just like that awkwardness there, trying to navigate that. And then of course there's the added element of them trying not to make a big deal out of the race thing, but by doing that, they make a big deal out of it. And it's just like, oh my God, this is so classic parents type of thing. But there's so much more going on, and there's so many interesting undertones to it all that it's so fascinating. And then I gotta say too, there's an alternative ending that I watched, and then Jordan Peele did a little commentary on it too. I found that so illuminating because in it, Jordan reveals that he wrote the movie during the Obama era, where we lived in this false post-race world. But then it was filmed and came out during Trump's first term, where racism kind of just exploded again. And so that's why he changed the ending. And I do agree that that was the right choice to change the ending, as interesting as the original ending was. But now, watching it in 2026, how the world completely changed changed in 2020, and then in turn now being in Trump 2.0, where racism has just kind of exploded even more so in popularity. Like, it's just kind of mind-bogglingly insane how different the world is in 2026 versus in 2017 when this came out. And like, this film deals with race, like that is a very fundamental part of the film. It's kind of like these rich white people being obsessed with black people for a variety of reasons. It's sort of quaint in a sense, these rich white people's positive opinions of black people. I'm not saying that that didn't happen, that like rich white people being very creepy and weird with just the existence of black people, because it definitely did. It's just to think we were at a point in which that could have been a majority opinion is just something so sad that we're missing out on. Like, instead of white people wishing that they were black because of, you know, better genes or because they're cooler or trendier, then now we've just gone full circle into like, no, we want to kill all the brown people. We want to murder them. It's okay that we've murdered 146 little schoolgirls because they were brown. Like, it's not a big deal. And so yeah, no, just thinking about this movie and examining this movie with a modern day lens is just something that I didn't realize I was gonna be dwelling on for so much when I decided to watch this movie. It's an incredible film that I thoroughly enjoy. Daniel gives such a fantastic performance. He is a wonderful lead in this. He looks so young too, by the way. I know he's like 28, but he just looks like a little baby. Anyway, it's just such a phenomenal film in and of its own right, but then to rewatch it again in modern context adds this other layer to it that I doubt the filmmakers could have seen coming. So yeah, no, if you've never seen it before, I without a doubt recommend it. And if you have seen it before, I again recommend it, because like the fabric of the film has changed as America has changed, which is just so fascinating in and of itself. So yeah, no, it's a wonderful film that I would wholeheartedly recommend. And lastly is Hereditary. This is a 2018 film, again directed and written by Ari Aster, starring Toni Collette. And the basic premise is this mother's mom passes away and she's dealing with kind of the lack of grief. Well, the kids have actual grief. When then another tragic event happens and things just spiral out of control from there. Now, I really remember the first time around just being so blown away by Toni. Like, she gave such a truly manic performance of this woman going through so much incredible trauma. This time around, I don't know, it didn't really get me as much as it did the first time. I don't know exactly what it was about it that I didn't connect to. I will say the spooky stuff I still loved. You know, things moving around in the background, people being in places where they shouldn't be, all of the iconic shots from this movie. If you've never seen it before, I won't spoil them, but like, there are definitely some great images from this film that have stayed with me since the first time I watched this nearly a decade ago. But the personal drama of it all wasn't doing a whole lot for me. And then I remember the first time too that I wish there was more lore to the creepy spooky stuff. Like, we do get it, but I feel like it's very backloaded and I want more of it throughout and I want more details of it. Like in Midsommar, which Ari did after this one, I think they really nailed that of really sprinkling in all of the weird, creepy lore stuff to the village all throughout it, and each little bit adds on top of one another. Whereas here, it's mostly just like the family drama stuff, and then like occasionally there'll be a little spoonful of lore to explain the creepy stuff. But we needed more. It needed to be more throughout the whole thing, and there to be more layers to it. I did still enjoy this movie. It's a quite liked for me this time, so that's basically a 4 out of 5. I did still find it really interesting. I just didn't connect to it as much as I did the first time around, and as much as I had hoped to with this viewing. So would I recommend it? Yeah, definitely. If you've never seen it before, it's worth checking out just for the iconic shots alone. If you have seen it before, I'd say that's more up to you. I do think the memory of the movie definitely holds up well, and you could be like me and it might not match the memory, or you could be the opposite. It's kind of hard to say. So if you've never seen it before, definitely recommend. If you have seen it before, maybe. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Midsommar sitting at number 3 in the really like section. And then after that is Get Out sitting at number 12, again in the really like section. And then bringing up the rear is Hereditary sitting at number 32 in the quite like section. And this is out of a total of 81 old movies so far this year.